The Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by DraftKings NFL Playoffs, Divisional Round, Spread Picks, Preview, maybe some free money. Who even knows at this point? If you want to help out the show, a few things you can do. Smash the like button for the video, time code it, and give me your favorite spread pick in the comments section. If you're listening to the audio version, rate and review, as always. 5 stars, not 4 stars, not 3 stars, 5 of those big stars. And if you want to get into a giveaway for American dollars, $100, multiple $100 to different people. It's not all going to go to the same person. I've launched a new show on Mayo Media Network. Fantasy, hockey, picks, and bets. Very SEO friendly. It already has 2 episodes out previewing the season, over/under point totals for all of the NHL teams. I don't give a shit if you care about hockey or not, because as you know, I do not. But I'm supporting the show anyway. I'm not hosting it. Chris Meany is hosting it. The guys from the Morning Skate are hosting it. A lot of great guests. It's going to be a daily betting and DraftKings show, so you can tune into the video version. But if you go to Apple Podcasts and search fantasy hockey, picks, or bets, and I put the link in the description of this video and podcast, and you rate it 5 stars, and you leave a review, they say something nice like, hey, this is a good podcast. I like hockey. Whatever the fuck you want to do. And then leave your Twitter handle or your email address in it. You are instantly qualified for the multiple $100 giveaways. So please, help out Mayo Media Network. Help out that new show, and it will go a long way to helping us produce even more content. Like, if you like football, but you think that we're bad at picks, maybe I can hire someone to do good picks for next year alongside of our show. Who even knows? So go check that out. Geoff Fienberg's in studio. What's up?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. Yeah, good. I'm looking forward to catching some of that hockey show, because I don't really care for hockey, but I do believe
Betting?
There might be betting there. Well, there's always betting opportunities, but I think the way hockey's constructed this year, there's real betting opportunities.
So we're going to try to get the best people from around the biz on the show, along with Meany. I mean, Meany is one of the best there is anyway. They only play their own division, I think.
Yeah, and I don't want to get into hockey talk because I don't know anything, but they're playing like 3-game series like baseball because of like travel restrictions.
I like it.
And in hockey, to me, like if a team's lost 2 in a row, they're going to win that 3rd game.
I don't know if that's a guarantee. I cannot.
No, I just feel like it's just going to you want like home and homes usually trade wins. I feel at such a high rate. So I just feel like these little series like sweeps are going to be highly improbable. I think it's very beneficial to bad teams. Just my opinion.
All right, we'll see about that. Just like after Father's Day or whatever it is, you're all big on betting some team.
No, you had some good takes on baseball, like with their new setup. You're the only guy saying no. The Marlins play them.
Yeah,
and they were good
in a condensed season. Like just variance is so high that if you get super long odds on anything, like it's a shortened season, it's weird rules. And Tim's yelling in the background. I don't even know if he's unmuted or not. He's got like scared by a peacock or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, fantasy hockey picks and bets. Go subscribe, getting the $100 giveaway for that. Also, if you want to play in the Giant Golf One and Done, that is at fantasygolfchampionships.com. That closes on Thursday at like 11 a.m. So if you haven't got in yet, go do that right now. Want to introduce the Coin. He's on the show. Now he's over there. Paul, fired up about the Bills getting a win. Moving on to the second round. And with the second pick in the NFL draft this time around, I think the Jets might take a running back now after watching the national championship game. Here to comment is Tim Cust.
Cust.
That is not my name.
You pump for a running back?
No, I don't think we're going to be. Although if they took Harris with a later pick, I wouldn't be devastated. That guy can play. But I don't know what else to say. I was very excited last night by the way that multiple guys the Jets will have irons in the fire to pick. There's a lot of studs in that game, and I thought Fields played fine, given that he's still probably coming off an injury through a couple of seeds. I saw everything I needed to see.
The excuses have started already.
We got a lot of time to debate this. I don't think the Jets. I think Wilson will go ahead of Fields.
He may. I'm not
that's
sold
for
by
other
any pick.
time. You seem pretty sold. Your gifts last week seemed like you were pretty sold.
I was getting ready to sell myself, but I wasn't quite sold yet. I mean, everything I saw from him, if the Jets drafted him at 2, I'd be perfectly happy. I don't know what. I mean, I think Panay would be a great pick. I think that Fields would be a great pick. If we traded out and then went after one of the 3 or 4 best receivers, that'd be a good pick. And stockpile. I'm good with whatever.
It is such a relief. Like, whatever. Chargers draft 13th. We'll talk about the draft stuff months from now.
Yeah, we're going to do a show. We're going to record another show today about the coaching vacancies, which is going to come out on Thursday. So please tune into that as well. Maybe we'll talk about some of that other stuff there as well.
No, I just like it's such a relief to just whoever the Chargers draft, just draft the best player, to not have to be like hyper focused on the draft like I was last year. It's exhausting. So I don't envy Tim's position one bit. As much as the pick is an amazing pick to own.
If you have not voted in the Custy Awards, or you want to vote again in the Custy Awards, hit the description of this podcast or video. It's free to vote, and we need as many entries as possible. People are already, can you amend the Custies to include this, or this, which happened like the last week. Although Tim guaranteed us to be a curse-free 2021. Thanks, Tim.
It pretty much was.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you begged us not to talk about the Rams-Seahawks game coming into today, but, maybe we'll have to end up talking about it anyway. But vote in the Custy Awards, please. And all of the stuff from the last week will be a part of next year's Custies. Just happen to remember it this time around. Recapping last week, Geoff and I were both 4-2 against the spread. Tim, as he is wont to do, tied with the coin at 2-4. 2-4 might be his best, wild card round ever. He lost his free money because he said, there's no way the Steelers could lose. I don't get very many things right, Jeffrey, but I was right about everyone in the world betting on Pittsburgh, and just don't bet them.
I went 4-2 on the show. The only game that I turncoated on when it was time to start and actually bet in real life was that Steeler game. Because I think we said it this line doesn't feel long enough for how the mainstream media, the
very crooked mainstream media.
I didn't mean to go there. How the media
Jeff's been taken off Parlor, so he's got to get his thoughts out here.
How the media was just creating this narrative that the Browns had no freaking chance. But the spread literally didn't. If anything, it went from 6 to 5.5 as the media was pumping how screwed the Browns were. So that was a savvy Sunday pick. Tim, people need to know before we actually hit record, 85% of the weeks, he's in our ear telling us how much he likes the weeks, how great the opportunities are there to hit bets and make money. And me and you are usually like, yeah, we don't really have a vibe. We'll talk through it, see what happens. And he literally has consistently been atrocious this year. And it's carried over to the playoffs. No, your picks have been bad this year.
I went 5-1 straight up, which to me is a big deal in the wild card round because I very rarely even do that. So I give myself some credit for that. And I've made some good picks. I mean, you talked about.
So what do you mean you 5-1 straight up?
I once gave a hockey parlay out, and somebody won a lot of money on that.
Well,
lost a lot of money on that, but they won a lot of money on that.
Well, to recap your free money after another loss last week, you're now 3-17 for the year, 9-84 lifetime.
What outright pick from last week does he want credit for?
I think hitting the Rams.
But you also said you didn't think the Rams were going to win. You picked them against the spread.
Good pick.
No, you can't take credit for picking straight up winners. So you're going to take credit for something you didn't do.
Bills won, touchdown favorite. They won the game. The Redskins,
I was
Bucks,
right about the Saints.
Big favorites, won the game.
Never going to lose that game.
The Saints
were never going to lose that game.
Your victory lapping a minus 620 favorite winning the football game.
Considering some of the past wild card rounds I've had, I think this was a pretty reasonably good week for me.
2-4. Pretty reasonably good.
And he's saying he went 5-1 straight up, despite the fact that he's including a team he didn't pick to win.
And I was on the right side of Tampa, Washington, and got screwed.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, Tim's always in on the whenever he loses against the spread.
Not always. Not always.
No, that's the whole point of picking dogs that are over 2 scores or a touchdown is that there are multiple potential ways where they can weasel that number back.
And they did.
Wow.
And that number got up to 10 by kickoff. And we had an 8.5.
This is my last crack at a 4-team tease, and I'm making it this week.
Okay, well, I want to talk about some curses first. Let's talk about that Rams game. Tim, releasing to the world that, Walford's looking pretty good. Less than 30 seconds later, the guy was being carted off the field with like a brain injury. Tim, he had to go to the hospital. Poor guy.
Hold on.
You ruined his life.
In real time, like in actual real world time, from the moment Tim hit send, it was probably like 4 seconds later that guy's impact was made on Adam's impact was made on his head, and 20 seconds later it showed up on our TVs.
Tim's fine.
I take no responsibility. He was clicking. I thought he was playing good football. And I wanted to let people know I thought he was playing well. That it's very unfortunate that the next play he got taken to the hospital with a head injury. But and I felt terrible for the guy. And I hope he can play. I don't know. Is he totally out for this week? I don't know. I don't think the Rams have been sort of cagey. I like Walford. I thought he played well against the Cardinals after his first bad pass. And then I thought he played well in the yes, he was clicking, and then terrible things happened.
And you can't see the time code on the second tweet, but it was less than 45 seconds later.
Yeah, I pretty much I was shocked at what happened, but don't chalk that up to a curse. Like blame Jamal Adams, who, by the way, we got 2 first-round picks. That's so awesome. Geoff is drinking a DC for the people who are audio only. We got 2 first-round picks for him, and it got Seattle a loss in the first round, improved our draft stock. Very rarely do teams trade away the by far best player in a deal for picks back, and the team getting the picks win the trade by a landslide.
We haven't made the picks yet.
The Jets won that trade by a land. It doesn't matter what you use them on. It's the value. It's the cash value of those picks vis-a-vis what they got out of Adams. And the answer is not a heck of a lot for a heck of a lot. So I'm feeling great. Like that. 2021 could be a really good season. And this is an example of things starting to turn the Jets' way. We have a great couple of draft picks. We got improved picks with the Seahawks losing. Adams is not playing the best and wasn't the most gracious on his way out the door. I'm feeling good about things. I'm feeling like pretty loose and pretty comfortable. I think things are going in a good direction right now. I felt bad for Walford. In fact, I felt like not tweeting the rest of the night.
Responsible?
You should have. You should have not tweeted. That should be your default setting. Don't tweet.
Then I realized.
Paul, you had something to say?
I just wanted to say regarding Adams that, anytime Sam hurts a fingernail or anything like that, he was hurt. But now Adams sucks despite the fact that he had the heart to play through injury for probably the end of the season. And you're just dancing on his injured self.
No. What did it get the Seahawks? Got them a loss in the first round that they would have gotten anyway. Okay. Enjoy.
All right. You still got to make the Jets still have to make these picks. Not the best drafters, the Jets.
I think Joe Douglas killed the last draft, so I trust him going forward.
Well, here's the thing. The Jets have a real savvy move. If they take a quarterback at number 2, they can move their current quarterback to right guard because he's that size. So that could really work out for you guys.
You know what? You can slather on all the sarcasm you want. I'm feeling good about things.
Let's jump into the games. Rams at Packers kicks off. The divisional playoffs, Packers are favored by 7 at home. 45.5 is the over-under. The Rams got to the over last week. I'm a lot like you, Geoff. I don't really know what to make of this weekend. There's only one game that I really feel, 2 games, I guess, I have a very good lean on. This is not one of them. We don't know who's starting at quarterback. I assume it's going to be Goff. Is Aaron Donald going to be healthy enough? Because if he's not playing, or if he's 50%, the Packers should steamroll the Rams. But the Packers, I can't get them right ever.
Can't get
the
them
defense
right.
for the Rams is so good. It's impossible for the Packers to steamroll them, I don't think.
If the I would not feel comfortable, even if I think there's a close game. I don't know what to do with the 7 here, Pat. I would be teasing the Packers before I'd be teasing the Rams because in 20 degrees.
Well, we're teasing the Green Bay Packers down to a pick.
In Saturday night, 20-degree Green Bay weather for an LA dome-based team, I'm blindly just taking Rodgers off the bye. Donald is not 100%, and they don't have 100% quarterback play. And I don't know anything. I'm not pro football doc or anything, but Donald looked like in serious pain, whether it was an abdomen or just something that I think will totally impact his ability. The Packers have offensive line injuries. that do scare me. McVay is a wizard. I think we'll know quickly, but how this game's gonna go. But I'm just gonna lay the 7. I don't think models support laying 7, but I just got a feeling this is a game for the Packers. Ugly, cold, red-faced Rams.
It's tough though. It's tough.
It is.
Because
I
the
don't love it.
Packers
I don't love this
all
pick.
year on Adams, and one imagines Ramsey's as good as Adams is at his position, and ought to be able to shut him down.
Well,
Or
you
at
say
least fight him to a draw.
you say that, and then you see DK last week ends up like for 5 for 102 touchdowns.
If Ramsey plays the way he played against Adams, the Packers are in real trouble.
What does that
And
mean?
I'm
Hold on.
picking
What
the
does that
Packers.
mean? If Ramsey played the way he did against Adams, what the hell does that mean?
I think Rodgers just makes other guys like he does his
That's what I
entire
mean. And so
career.
that's why I am, because Donald's not 100%. Donald's the best player on the field, but he's not 100%. I don't know what I'm getting out of Geoff. Therefore, I am going to lay the number with the Packers, and I'm going to tease the Packers down to a pick. But I would say that this is so it's on my teaser. But this is the game I'm the least confident of all week. I think the Rams are a very, very good matchup for the Packers on paper. I think that this is precise. We talked all year, right, about how the Packers look like that team that got bounced in the first round against a team that could play good defense coming off a bye. The Rams match all of those criteria, but Donald's not
Geography.
100%. Donald's not 100%. Well, they just went outdoors into Seattle and won a game. Now, that's not the same as going into Green Bay.
That's
But it's also
an
not the same as playing-
in-division.
But that ain't the same as playing in Jacksonville or Miami either. Like that, it is. I'm picking Green Bay, but I'm saying I'm the least confident about it.
Are all 4
I
games
think
on your teaser?
Yes. I think Ramsey will do a very effective, like Adams is not scoring 2 touchdowns. He may get 1. There ain't no way he's getting 2.
So bet multiple touchdowns, Devontae Adams. Okay, check mark next to that.
Listen, LaFleur.
I think it's going to be a tight game. I love the under. I think it's a 20-10 type game, a very, very low scoring, grappling game, but I will give it to the Packers. And the number.
So you guys are both going with Green Bay. The coin is taking the Rams +7. I think the Rams are going to win this game outright.
It wouldn't shock me.
I wouldn't be floored. But
Even with a 50%
Donald Goff.
Yeah,
What are we talking about?
I almost said Aaron Donald. I think that the D-line for the Rams is still superior to the banged-up O-line of the Packers. And if there's an Achilles heel to the Packers, you can run all over them. And Cam Akers has looked excellent when he's been healthy, like basically over the past 6 games. I know he missed the 1 game and he was banged up for another, but he comes back last week, looks fantastic. I'm curious to see how healthy Goff is if he ends up starting. You have to imagine he's a little bit better than last week. And I think they can do enough to squeeze this through. So I'm going to take the 7. I'm probably just going to bet the +7, probably not going to bet the money line on it. But I think this is a game where they keep it really, really close and it comes down to like a field goal at the end. Strikes me as a very close game. And
I think I have to keep Akers in the keeper league. The more I think about it.
do you still have him?
Yeah, I never played him all season. I think I drafted him in the 2nd or probably 3rd round.
But you ended up trading for superstar Josh Kelly.
Well, he was so good at UCLA. Anyway,
He was what?
he was very good at UCLA.
Guy in NFL was good in college. Call me shocked.
In like a Chip Kelly offense? Hold on a second though. What? How many like times would you have even watched him play at
He didn't.
UCLA? Like, what do
didn't.
you know? I'm not.
I watched
I don't know
highlights.
anything, but what do you know?
Oh, you watch
watched
YouTube
highlights.
highlights? So when you say you watch highlights, you tuned into a 3-minute video clip of all of his best
So
plays
like,
ever?
you saw the
is
reel
how
when he
I
got
scout.
when he got drafted in the 3rd or 4th round. You watched the reel that NFL Network played.
That's how I scout. I look at clips. That's what I do. People who know me know that is how I approach things.
Yeah, I
I
was
look
wondering
at
how
clips.
you were scouting last night. I didn't know if you had a notepad out or anything.
Cust is all about context when it comes down to things. The good
I
context
was
only.
scouting a lot of people last night. I had to hold myself back from demanding Devonta Smith with the 2nd pick, and I didn't do it.
Feels like it's well, yeah, because you don't want him in your division either at that stadium.
I'm glad I didn't, because then his hand got hurt, and I would have got blamed for that.
But you admit you were thinking it?
Well, I was thinking it, but I never committed
Cursed!
to paper or started to tweet. No, it's not a curse. That you're reaching. You're really reaching.
I don't think so. You just admitted to say you were gonna tweet it out, and then you said you didn't want to deal with the blowback of it. Then he immediately got hurt
I
anyway.
even started typing it and then stopped.
Yeah, I'm not.
I
Curse.
did not tweet it out.
It's a very clear curse.
I'm gonna be honest. I'll be such a I'll be so on the fence on this thing. I don't see myself being able to take a stand on it, that I think I'm just going to start, like, I'll make bets for the weekend, and then I'll have like an overriding weekend like parlay or teaser to supplement shit. And I see myself just having the Packers money line or spread on that, on a teaser or a money line parlay. But I don't, like, yeah, I could see them losing. I don't think that's past the realm of possibility one bit. But I'm just banking on Aaron Rodgers beating an injured quarterback, injured best defensive player, and this blind narrative of LA goes to Wisconsin and 20-degree Saturday night wind and cold.
Well, I actually think that benefits the Rams in this regard. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, they play indoors, but this isn't Kurt Warner's greatest show on
You're right.
turf.
I guess
this team might actually play better in frigid conditions, where defense and running the ball could matter a little bit more, and it takes away the impact of Goff not
you
being
could
able
say
to throw.
the same thing about the Bills-Ravens game
Yeah.
with a certain weather conditions play out as to the home team maybe not being ideal for how they play. But
Let's go to that game then. Baltimore and Buffalo is up next. Buffalo getting a bit of
disrespect.
Not getting the full 3, -2.5 at home. 50 is the over-under against the Ravens. Oh my God, the Ravens. They went into Tennessee and beat Tennessee, and Lamar ran for 150 yards. How many total points did they score in that game against like an awful defense? 24?
20.
Yeah,
20.
Yeah.
And it took a Vrabel like moronic coaching decision to really get them over the top. I love the Bills here. -2.5, they're way better than the Ravens.
I love the Ravens here. Love the Ravens.
Love it. I like it. Paul is fist pumping to the sky.
Line value
The Bills
for me
looked
just
so
says,
bad this weekend, and the Ravens looked, I thought, quite competent. Anyway, go ahead, Geoff.
You think there's always like that it guarantees some carryover? I don't love picking this
not
game
necessarily.
either, but I like almost to just, I mean, there's line value on Buffalo, and I acknowledged I'm probably not seeing line value on the Packers despite picking them. I'm not ignoring this line value here. I think for a Bills team that had never, for that core, for that McDermott team, for Josh Allen to not have won a playoff game, hey, they didn't win the prettiest game, but they got the win. And that's better than carrying the narrative of Josh Allen being 0-2 in the playoffs and having to wear this like Lamar thing now for a year that we tried to put on Lamar like he can't win. So ugly, pretty, who gives a shit? The Bills won the game. If the other team licked balls and did everything they can to hand it to them, congratulations, Buffalo. Like, I don't know. The Colts couldn't execute, and Josh Allen went 96 effing yards down the field. Like,
He had to play perfectly, and he did.
Yeah.
Is he going to play
no, they
perfectly?
didn't. The Colts had to play perfectly.
Allen had
the
to
Colts
play-
had to play perfectly. The
No,
Colts
but Allen had to make no mistakes.
The
at the end of
Colts
the game.
had to play perfectly. The Colts were the team that decided we are now going to have to try to win this game on some razor thin margin. And they made 3 mistakes that probably cost it for them. The Bills are so talented, they actually don't have to play perfectly.
The Bills
they
looked
can go
incredibly
90 yards in like 4 minutes and get the points back. So I actually disagree. It was listen, I hit a bet with the Colts plus a 7. I was happy for the Mafia. It was heartbreaking to see Phillip probably go out that way.
Final
Frank
snap
Wright's
as a receiver.
Frank Wright's a doofus. There are so many moronic coaching calls through the whole weekend, whether the Tomlin one might still be the worst to the Vrabel punt, but nothing was clear as day stupid as Frank Wright challenging that Zach Moss fumble.
Oh, terrible.
And pissing away his second half timeouts that Phillip could have been at midfield with 30 seconds.
Well,
And
even
what do you know?
even at midfield, could he make it to the end zone?
No, but
it
30
would've changed
seconds.
the game plan.
You don't
It would've
need to
changed
go to
the
the
game call
fucking
to
end
play.
zone. and what do you know? Another playoff game where some fucking nerdy-looking doofus kicker misses a chip shot for Phillip. The story of his goddamn life.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers couldn't win in the playoffs because he sunk his Blankenship.
No, but it cost him the same way that fucking dweeb Caden cost him forever. He just went out the same way he came into this world. Some doofus
I like Nate
kicker
Caden.
missing a
like
chip
Nate Caden.
shot.
So
Of course you do. I
I-
fucking hate him. He's my wife's least favorite Charger of all time.
Poor Nate Kading. Although he's probably doing well. at
Phillip
this
did
point.
everything he was brought
Jeff.
to Indy to do in that game.
Yeah, I agree, and it wasn't good enough. He wasn't.
Because they fucked up 4 other ways.
The
I'll
throw
say
on
it.
4th down was not a great throw. He did not put it exactly where it needed to be. He made his receiver have
He
to
was
extend
not
a
the
little
top
bit more
5
than he
reasons the Colts didn't win that game.
No, you're right. But that throw on fourth down was
The
not
Colts
a dime.
didn't bring Phillip Rivers to carry them to games, to sort of help them manage them and do a lot of other things right. And their coach, that great tweet sent out, I think by Drew Lawrence on Saturday. Frank Wright led the Bills to another playoff victory.
Comeback victory, too, because the Colts got up in that game.
But I'm picking Baltimore. Buffalo. I got to take this line value here. Got to.
Anthony Costanzo retired today.
Yeah, they got a habit of great all-pros retiring young.
Realer, I think he was 32 maybe? Weird. Here's what I liked what I saw from Buffalo. And this was my biggest fear about them in the second round as it was going in. Because that was one of the games I got wrong last week was the Buffalo game. I thought Buffalo was going to steamroll Indy, and they didn't. And I worried that if they steamrolled Indy and put up a great effort and won 40-20 or something like that, that they wouldn't face enough adversity. And this is all just stupid shit.
Yeah, you're playing psychologist a bit. They sort of...
I like that they did not bring an
Exactly.
A effort. They brought a C effort and won in the playoffs anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
And it felt like Baltimore played as good as they could play against Tennessee and still only scored 20 points.
I don't know, but if you look at the matchups, right? Josh Allen's usually the best quarterback on the field.
And he is today.
Isn't.
Yes, he is. Yes, he
The
is.
Bills have the best...
He's up against a defending MVP at quarterback. No, he isn't.
Yes, he is.
Usually
Josh,
McDermott's the
do
best coach,
you really
but he's
think?
not this game.
Do you really think that Josh Allen is worse than Lamar Jackson in 2021? Really?
I would take Lamar Jackson every time.
You're nuts.
Because Lamar Jackson
You're
is the
nuts.
future of the NFL, and he's already won the MVP. He's
That's
a
fine.
defending MVP
Tim, this
for a reason.
isn't last year.
He's
This
never
is this
won
year.
a playoff game using his arm. There's no one taking
I didn't
Lamar
realize those
over.
don't count. I
Lamar
realized that-
is a special player with a special skill set that is being cultivated, and they're going to get a lot out of it and maximize it. I don't doubt it. But I don't think there's a personnel person on the planet that would take Lamar over Josh Allen.
I think you're very mistaken. I think you're very, very, very mistaken. There's a lot of people for whom they would say Lamar Jackson is the second or third best quarterback in the NFL.
I'm going to tweet.
You're
not
just
joking.
so sour that Baker.
I love him.
No,
Allen-
save it.
No,
save
quite
it.
the
You're
opposite.
just
Save
so
it.
sour
Save it.
about the weekend.
Quite the opposite. We passed on Lamar Jackson too. Lamar Jackson is a superstar.
You're just
Josh
sour
Allen's
about
a
all
very,
of it.
Josh Allen's a very, very good quarterback. And
Me
he's usually the best
thinking,
quarterback in the game.
hold on. Me saying the entire personnel department of every team in the league would take Allen over Lamar. I don't even feel like I'm insulting Lamar. I'm just really giving praise to what the future of the league is. And it is more the Josh Allen, the guy that has significant mobility, but arm strength and accuracy to go with it.
Or maybe his accuracy is a one-year fluke, and we'll see next year he go right back to 57%. I don't know.
You just
I think
can't wait
it's
to.
likelier
You
than-
just can't wait.
likelier
You
than
just
not
can't
that
wait to
happens.
get on Reddit, right? You just can't wait for
Likelier-
Allen to have a 52% game or something.
Just completely stop. Tim, I want to tweet this out without context and not in a leading way whatsoever. So this is what the tweet says. Who would you rather build your team around starting today? ? Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson are the only two choices. What do you think the results of this poll are going to be?
Probably pretty close to 50-50.
Wow.
I'm going to say it's
80-20?
85. I was going to say 85-15 for Josh
Yeah,
Allen.
sure, whatever.
I'm
we're
setting it
we're
to
in the
I'm
north
setting
of
it to-
80.
I'm setting it to 1 hour. And we'll see. Remind me to check back in at the end of the show.
North of 80,
Yeah,
pal.
well, I love Josh. I like Josh Allen a lot. I love Lamar. And I think Lamar, again, will play excellently in this game. I don't think the Bills will be able to contain him. I don't know that the Bills have much of a chance of containing him. I think that, the Bills' path to victory is that Diggs absolutely goes bananas and has a 200-yard receiving game. That's their path. The Bills are not as well coached in
That's
special
insane.
teams.
To
They're not
think
as well.
that's their
I'm
only
sorry.
path.
And obviously, the books think that if this were on a neutral site, Baltimore would be favored. Baltimore's the better team. I can't imagine backing Buffalo in this game. I'm with the books. I'm taking Baltimore.
I just look at it as people lost money who bet on Buffalo and people won money who bet on Baltimore. And there's just this early bit of value here. And yeah, maybe the Bills still have questions to answer. There's still the Bills.
So do
to
the
a lot of-
Ravens.
Yeah, I 100%. But and Tim isn't wrong totally.
And
the
the Ravens
Ravens
are
have
farther
the
ahead
best
in their
defense.
progress, right?
The best defense in this game belongs to Baltimore. And that's enough for me to think they have a good chance. But he's dead wrong to think that Diggs has to go off. Because
I think he
Dable schemes a guy open every play. I don't give a shit if it's a third string tight end. This guy schemes someone open every play. So go take Diggs away. Brown, Beasley, Knox, someone I never heard of is going to make plays for Buffalo.
Yeah, watch out for Patrick DeMarco in this game out of the backfield. Big number 42 coming at you. I have no... Paul, is he still on the team?
I don't think so.
Masters runner-up Chris DeMarco.
Lee Smith, watch out though.
Oh, Lee Smith? Here we go.
That's the lineman that caught one, or the
He's like a backup tight end. Anyway, what Buffalo cannot do is what they did at the beginning of the Colts game here. Run, pass. Just first down, let's run. Tennessee did it against Baltimore too. Henry, let's try to pass for a first down. Oh, it doesn't work.
I don't think the Bills ran pass. I think they were passing a ton, actually. I was taking advanced Dabo stats.
They were running.
Tennessee didn't have much of a choice. Tennessee's got a 2,000-yard runner back.
Tennessee was weird.
What are they going to do?
No, you pass to set up the run if you're Tennessee.
I
Exactly.
know, but they got him to 2,000 yards. They know what they're doing. It just didn't work.
Well, now they're not playing anymore.
No, you
all they did was run on
last year in the playoffs.
All they did was they didn't make the Super Bowl. They worked against it. Shockingly enough, the plan that worked to a T last year against Baltimore in the playoffs didn't work to a T the next year.
Crazy
Yeah,
how
but the
that
Titans
works.
could only play one way.
No, they can. That is absolutely not true.
They were only going to be able to win that game one way. They just like asking Michelangelo to paint right-handed. He can't do it.
I disagree.
That's
with you
ridiculous.
Again. I don't disagree. Baltimore can win this game. I'm not surprised at all.
Sounds like it.
The spread
is. You'd be shocked.
Well, it sounds like
No,
you would be
no,
shocked.
you are so See, you speak in such definitive sides that it comes out like I'm bashing Baltimore when really I just can't believe how confident
I feel really good about Baltimore.
you are.
And
That's the thing. It's like I'm coming across like I have to bash Lamar Jackson, who I really like. No, I just think your take of Lamar versus Josh is quite out there at the moment.
Early returns after 3 minutes. We have 300 votes in this poll. What do you think it is right now?
85. Your number. I think
It's 87 to 13% in favor of Josh Allen.
of course it is.
Yeah, but the late votes haven't come in yet. So
Stop
the count. Here we go. So Buffalo for Geoff and I, Baltimore for the coin, and Cust.
and we're teasing Baltimore up.
So you're teasing Baltimore up to 9.5.
Yep.
Cust Corner, it's Cust Corner. Cust Corner, it's Cust Corner. He's got the hottest takes with the highest stakes. He should be president of the United States, but it's Cust Corner, it's Cust Corner. Cust Corner, hee 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 hee.
What are you snacking on?
Doesn't matter.
Why can't you tell us?
Is it bacon
No,
bits?
we talked. Butts and I and Brad talked about it Sunday, and I made a claim, and then I got a hankering for caramels.
What are caramel?
It's like
the
like
Vachon
Joe
cakes?
Louis, like
what?
The Vachon cakes.
You know what Joe
the
Louis?
Vachon.
Yeah, I know what a Joe Louis.
So
What the fuck
it's
is
like
a Vachon
another.
cake?
It's like that's
Those
the
are-
company
well,
that
those-
makes Joe Louis, but like caramel's just like white.
They make
fluffy
flakies,
caramel.
caramels.
It's like lunch snacks.
I thought
Joe
you
Louis-
were
and-
going. I thought you were
Yeah,
going.
what
back
happened to Keto Cust?
Keto
I know,
Cust.
but-
I can tell you.
I know,
All caramels, not.
Do you know
I
what-
Oh,
that,
these
but I
things
think
are
it's
fucking
true.
disgusting. My grandma
told them
eats
that
these.
No, they're
I
really good,
legit
Tim. I'm
think
really
that's
jealous
as good
of
as
you.
anything you'll get in a French patisserie.
Oh my god.
That is,
That's egregious, but
it is French.
they are
No,
delicious.
well, Vachon is made. It's a French company. It's a caramel. It's not a caramel. It's a caramel.
Hold on, man. It's like Mobster Quebec. What do you mean Vachon is like a French
Well, it's
company?
French. It's French. Anyway, I contended that I think it's as good as anything you'll get at a French patisserie, and I was shot down on it. And I was like, you know what? I need to have these again to verify it. So I bought a box, and I have one. I was like, actually, these are legit. Well, you can't buy them in singles. I can't just go to the grocery store and buy a single a caramel.
It's chocolate covered preservative filled white cake with like a dabble of caramel. What do you
It was not a dabble. There's lots of caramel in here, son. Maybe I should have told this story on the show. Would have been good to record.
No, I wouldn't have said that.
we wouldn't
No,
have
that's true.
got that.
Oh, it's
That's
all
true.
It's all recorded right now.
Well, they come in packs of 2.
And
right?
you've just probably how many have you knocked down? 4 total, 2 packs
I've had 4 total. So,
in one sitting, right?
well, today,
Starting at what time?
lunchtime.
That's got to be like a.
So it's been like 4
1,000
hours.
calories, no doubt.
It's
No doubt.
literally
That's like
just
1,000 calories in
it's a
4 of them. I would think like
preservative-filled
250
snack
per.
cake.
Yes.
Probably.
So you're averaging 1 an hour.
So, like, if you had twice that amount, that's the amount of food you're supposed to consume in a day as a grown adult.
Yeah, but I honestly I want to eat them fast so that they're gone. I don't have to think about them anymore.
That's a great strategy.
Ah, here we are. From one caramel, you get 35% of your daily grams of saturated fat. Eating 4 of them will result in 1,500 calories.
Wow.
I'd rather just go to McDonald's.
You would be over your keto limit by 4 times by just having 1 because it includes 29 grams of sugar in
just
it.
have McDonald's.
That doesn't sound like that much sugar, is it?
29 grams of sugar.
How many grams of carbs?
40.
40.
Yeah,
You're
that's-
supposed to have like
that's a
20.
lot.
That's twice just in one.
Yeah, that
so-
would be. But the thing is, we talked about it, and then I got a hankering for it, and I didn't buy them yesterday. And then this anyway, I was like, I need these things. I thought about them. I just needed to have them, and so I said, screw it, I'm just gonna go buy them. Like, why handcuff myself? And so I went and I got some caramel, and they're delicious. Like there is, when I say they're as every good as something you'd get at a patisserie, like I'm not really exaggerating. They're awesome.
You're an idiot.
Like they're awesome. I don't need any of these fancy French pastry mille-feuilles that maybe you want, Geoff.
no,
I
I,
like
don't.
the-
But I know what. Like I know.
He also doesn't want to eat trash.
No, like I could eat
It's not
those.
trash.
I
Don't
know
say
what
that.
I know what those are, but do not. You've never had a high-end pastry in your life.
Not true. I used to work by a place where it was a very high-end bakery.
Tim Hortons.
No. And I would go there on occasion, and their food is good, but like, give me an caramel any day of the week. I think that's top notch.
No, you
Like,
have to
if I-
pronounce it properly.
Yeah, you have the lowest taste I've ever heard. I think we should send you to
caramel.
rehab for your crippling addictions. You think
Like-
about something and then you can't not have it.
No, you know what? That is too sad. I'm not telling that story. Let's move on. Let's start the show.
You can't say that it's too sad. You can't.
No,
tell
I
it.
can't. I can't tell this story. It's too sad.
What story?
We want to hear the
Let's
story.
hear it.
The peanut
Can't
gallery.
be sadder than like driving through Dairy Queen's drive-through to just look at the menu and not order anything. So just go ahead.
For my 30th birthday, I was by myself for that whole day.
Party of one, Al Borland.
And I went to 7-Eleven because I was still near a 7-Eleven, and I bought myself 7-Eleven pizza, and I bought caramels, and I took out, so sad, I took out one of the caramels and I put a candle in it, and I lit the candle, and then I blew the candle out, so like I had something to blow out on my birthday.
Oh no!
I wish
Tim.
I had not. I wish I hadn't told that story. Whatever, it's true.
Aren't you glad you had friends like me who call you on your birthday?
Did you say
Yes,
happy
that is
birthday
very
to
nice of you,
yourself?
and you did call me that day.
Was that a low point?
I don't know if it's low point. Oh no, nowhere near a low
Just a
point.
Friday.
Just Friday.
That is what I did for my birthday that year.
I mean, you were out west.
Oh
back
yeah,
then.
sorry, I forgot you were like
Yeah, he was.
alone in
Yeah, like
Calgary.
he was away from.
I was
It's just like when
wondering.
I was in New York, had my birthday. I was just like, I just sat in my apartment, and be like, well, I guess I have to work tomorrow. This sucks.
Yeah, I was alone that
birthdays
afternoon.
get progressively less fun when you get
Oh
to the
yeah,
30s.
of course.
I agree.
I don't-
Anyway,
I don't
we
think that's as
By the way, we
sad.
don't need to run that story.
Well, it's
that,
definitely
that-
right. Honestly, that story wasn't sad until you said that you put a candle in it.
It's kind of true.
well, I wanted something to blow out on my birthday, so I put a little candle in it.
All right, a little candle. Just like, was it a mini candle?
Yeah, like a little birthday cake candle. Yeah,
Okay.
that I found some upstairs. Anyway, caramels are delicious.
Saturday or Sunday, sorry. Cleveland and Kansas City. Cust, did you know that Baker Mayfield holds the all-time NFL winning percentage for a playoff quarterback at 100%? The Browns are 10-point dogs at the defending champs in Kansas City. 56. 56 is the over-under. Roberto is going to love that. So, when you're the Jets and you're Tim, there's two things you can do in the draft. You can be like Tim, be like, Josh Rosen is by far the best quarterback in this draft. I see nothing but great things in his future. Or you can be like the Jets and say, Sam Darnold, he's just so good. He's the best quarterback in the draft. Let's build around him. And now, in the second round of the playoffs, we got Baker, we got Lamar, we got Josh Allen. What about the losers you like?
Yeah, I mean, if somebody spotted my team a 28-0 lead before my quarterback had to do anything, he might win a playoff game too. True. You're right. I mean, obviously, I have to, this whole season has been me being accountable for the things I've been wrong about. And of course, I take accountability. You have 3 of the quarterbacks in that draft who are in the second round, all of whom won playoff games last week. My quarterback, nowhere near there, and the other QB I really like doesn't play anymore. So I was completely wrong, and I'm not afraid to say I was completely wrong. I think Mayfield is clearly the third best of those 3 quarterbacks, and I thought he was the least necessary player on his team to execute a win last week. But a W was a W, so what? It doesn't matter if you don't matter that much in the game. Tannehill only had to throw like 8 times last year to win a playoff game. Like, whatever, win's a win. But I don't know how much of their success last week is replicable against the Chiefs. Like, if they got down if they got up 28-0 against the Chiefs, I would still pick the Chiefs. That's how much confidence I have in the Chiefs to win that game.
They were down 24-0 last year and had a lead at halftime.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, now listen, the Browns are last week was a remarkable win for them, and they don't just deserve credit; they deserve a lot of credit. They played really well. Everything went right for them, and they also took advantage of mistakes that were not just lucky breaks. So, all kudos to them. And I think they're going to be a very, very, very popular underdog this week.
Ooh, I really don't know. You really think
people talk themselves out of the Chiefs?
They're such a people quickly have turned on Pittsburgh being this pathetic team that didn't show up. More so than people are giving Cleveland credit for overcoming what they overcame, but it's more like Pittsburgh an abomination, not this Cleveland's amazing.
Oh my God! Why, the Cleveland
when
is
was
not
the last time a better cash to Chiefs double-digit favorite ticket? It's been quite a while. And
yeah, but people can't wait to go to the podium to bet to the podium.
The window to bet Kansas City?
Well, they just want to go to their app, essentially.
Yeah,
DraftKings Sportsbook app, which everyone should be using.
Whether it be teasers, the 10, the money line, everywhere, I think is Chiefs.
It's funny to look at both teams coming into this week, both of the dogs that ended up winning in the AFC, and how the sentiment around Baltimore is like, oh my God, watch out for Baltimore. And with Cleveland's like, good for them, they won a game. Now they're going to be out.
Yeah, now they're going to get trounced.
Yeah.
In many ways, Tim wants to discredit Baker because he didn't have to do a ton in that game.
Because he's a jealous little bitch.
I didn't discredit
him. 28-0, that's fair. But
that's true.
Hold on. Okay, fine. But I'm going to paint a picture that I think I've been painting since week 2.
Okay, Bob Ross, let's hear it.
Even in losses, I've said it a bunch. I quickly saw this year that Baker had a leadership quality that wasn't there. I've been saying this all year. I'm not just one of these people that are acknowledging this late in the year or as his team made this late turnaround, even when there were still question marks early. The Browns can't do what they did. They can't prepare how they prepared. They don't make those things on defense early, let alone the snap into the end zone. If Baker, in my opinion, wasn't a 5-star leader for that team Monday through Saturday last week, despite going out there and playing an incredibly efficient and effective postseason game. So I give him eons of credit that Tim doesn't think he's worthy of for things beyond the football field, to be perfectly honest.
I want viewers to realize that we now flipped the tables around completely. Whereas in the last game, Geoff was accusing me of being way too critical of Lamar, and that supportive of Lamar, and he almost sounded like he had to bash Lamar to make his point. I now feel like Geoff is being so giving so many plaudits to Mayfield that for me to speak what actually happened sounds like a harsh criticism when it isn't a harsh criticism at all. He played perfectly fine. He got spotted a 28-0 lead. So it was,
and I'm being strange enough to give him credit.
I can't speak to his grand leadership in the locker room.
Why not?
Because I'm not there.
Yeah, but you constantly speculate about everything you don't know about. So why wouldn't you just do it with this anyway?
Well, that's not true either.
Really
but
is. We have you
what
on a football pick show. You don't know anything about football.
You're right. Nothing. What could I know? I'm a complete dum-dum. You're
Well,
right.
I will say you don't know anything about how this poll's going because it's not really shaping up in your favor, pal.
I don't care.
Are you going to say that these are rigged results?
Well, I just think that unfortunately the people are misled and misguided if they think that. If
Tim's
they're
going to
picking
turn
some
it
guy-
into like your Buffalo audience is off work early today.
Yeah, Paul, what
Voted.
would you say?
What percentage was a win for Tim on this one?
Well, he said it was going to be 50-50. And I
Oh,
said
I thought it'd be 50-50, but I'll take anything over like 15% as a win.
Oh, so now anything over
you're
15%
winning.
is a win?
Right now you're winning, Tim. Congratulations.
Good.
Yeah, that's what, 16%?
15.5. 15.7. It's moving. He's getting his burners on it.
Oh, yeah, of course. And we can't see him on camera using his burners in this regard. Can Kansas City cover the 10? I feel like they can, but I feel like it's a big thing like Buffalo last week where Kansas City can spit out a C- effort and win this game. Maybe not cover, but they'll win.
I just saw such scary stuff from that Browns secondary that I have no
No. I would highly disagree with that. I didn't see anything from the Browns secondary. I saw Ben throw it right to them.
Oh, that's what I mean.
That's what he means. Like,
No,
they
I mean
look
like
bad.
so scary that like they could blink and have like 30 points. And what's this running game going to get them? And then it's going to set up this game where Tim will be cackling because Baker was unable to complete some like 28-point comeback, being forced into pass. Like, you know, I just they have the horses, they have the line, they could milk that clock, but just to see what Andy Reid will see on tape. And they won't waste a minute running like Pittsburgh does.
No,
Like, I don't
hate
think
that
they'll
this
waste
game
a
is on at
moment.
4:05 or 3:05. I hate that this game is on at championship time hours. I hate that.
What do you mean that Baker
It
Mayfield
throws my
gets a
biorhythms
beautiful
off. I'm used to
game
watching
slot?
football. Like it's on at the same week. The Sunday games are the same time that the NFC AFC championship games are on next weekend. They're not on the normal times.
Oh,
Throws
no.
my biorhythms off.
Your life is just so difficult, Tim. I'm sorry
No,
you
well,
had
I
to
didn't say it
cancel.
was, but I'm
I'm sorry
used
you
to
had to
watching-
cancel nothing in order to watch this.
Listen, and there
I
is
have
no,
things.
there is
Oh, really?
no.
Please describe what you were doing on Sunday. I would like to hear this.
I have things.
Name
And
one. Name
like-
one.
I have a routine.
You
I watch my
you
shows.
you
I
said
go
the
to the gym.
you said the
I have
plural
my-
things. So give me two things that this is.
Aren't you
forcing
even
you
off
not to
on
do.
Monday?
No, I'm not. Not this Monday. I have to, I go to the gym. I go to church. I watch my shows. I have a routine, and I like.
But
that
the shows that you watch on Sunday are like Meet the Press in the morning. None of this conflicts with the football game.
No, but like I like to lead into my football watching the same way I've done for 18 consecutive weeks. That when 2:00 my time, 1:00 your time rolls around, it's time for football. Now,
And I
I've gotta
want to
sit
watch
down.
American Gladiators into WWE Superstars and
now
have
the
my
second
mom
game's not
making
gonna
me
be
chicken
over.
fingers for lunch.
The second
And
game's not gonna be
I
over
want to
till,
leave
like,
it on the
10 o'clock.
TV for an extra 2 minutes so I can hear anti-motion come on for fashion television with.
No, but now the second game won't go till like 10 o'clock, and I'll want to go to bed.
Don't ever listen to the lyrics of that song. Real creepy. That used to come on 11 a.m. my time after WWF Superstars on Saturday mornings.
I despise these times. I don't even like them for the championship game. I think it's all nonsense. Play them at the normal time. The players are used to them at a certain time. The fans are used to them at a certain time. I hate it. It burns me. I know it's minor in the grand scheme of things, but it just burns me.
Imagine.
Super Bowl's at like 6. Does that bother you?
But at least that's been the same for forever. Now, if it were me, the Super Bowl should kick off at 2:00. I remember when there used to be daytime Super Bowls. I think it would be better for everybody if the game kicked off at 2:00.
What
and people
Super
aren't up
Bowl
all
do
hours
you
of the night.
remember in the day?
There were
Just because it was
several
in
daytime Super
Pasadena or something, it looked like daytime to you?
There were several daytime. There used to be several daytime Super Bowls.
Not
Wait,
that
when was,
you
when was the
remember.
last one?
I want to say
10 years before I was
and
born.
Pittsburgh. Dallas,
Pardon?
Pittsburgh. Dallas, Pittsburgh.
No, that was at Tempe. Super Bowl 30 was not in the freaking day, man.
Daytime.
The game was in Tempe, Arizona. It was not in the day.
Oh, I just got a text from a friend that just says, poor Cust is getting ruined in the polls as always,
I
but
love
still
it.
counts it as a win in his book.
I love how people know like why you
poll
tweeted
exists.
such a random poll.
and are getting a good kick out of it.
All these things are too late at night, and I want to go to
You're
bed.
wrong. Super Bowl 29 at night, and the 4 Bill Super Bowls before 29. I have no memory of the day. It just was light when Michael Jackson was singing because they're in goddamn Pasadena.
Well, Tim was born in 1987, so there's a good chance that this never happened while he's been alive.
Literally.
But he remembers it.
It's like World Series games during the day. I wish that those.
No, they used to be like an AL. I remember the Jays played like an ALCS game at like 2 in the afternoon. Dave
Well, they
Stewart
did the year that.
in Chicago.
Well, they did it 2
versus the
o'clock
White
the year
Sox
that David Price gave up the lead in Game 2 against the Royals. It was an afternoon game.
That's an ALCS game, though.
Yeah, well, it's what he just said. An ALCS.
Oh, sorry.
I was going back to like the 90s, but Tim's right. They still play ALCS in the middle of the day.
This once again just goes to Tim lives his truth, feelings over facts. That is Tim's whole MO. Whatever he believes is the truth according to him.
That's not true.
Then what was that just rant that you went on about?
My rant is I don't like these weird.
No,
why
his
pick
rant
these
was
weird
I've
times?
seen Super Bowls that happened in California, and to me in Nova Scotia, it's not the day. That's literally all he has claimed.
Tim, do you have this much problem? Like, do you know about time zones?
No, tell me, Sir Sanford Fleming, all about them.
So I think you should really factor that in when you think about things.
I like things when they're on in the afternoon. I don't care. I like matinee movies over nighttime movies. I like matinee sporting events over nighttime sporting events. I like afternoon things so that I can go home and have supper and go to bed at a normal hour, not be up all hours. And these weird times throw the players off. The players are not playing at their normal customary times for no reason. For no reason. Let's just have the normal games.
The coin is taking Kansas City in this game. I'm trying to think.
I'm teasing Kansas City down.
You're teasing Kansas City down to 3?
Yeah, I'll take the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs either win this by 25 or they don't come close to covering.
It's hard to tease even the Browns, right?
I agree.
Like,
It's hard to tease either side. Although, if you go with
you tease.
the Chiefs are 6-9-1 against the spread this year. They are constantly overvalued in the betting market. Not to say they can't cover the 10. Obviously, they can. They're the Chiefs. They're the best team in the league. But it just seems like they haven't hit that extra gear yet because they haven't needed to. And that might end up catching up with them. Like, we've seen a lot of invincible teams come off that bye, like, no way they can lose, and then they just lose in the second round to some, like, jabroni team. I just don't think that Cleveland's defense is any good. And you need a good defense in order to beat them. And I don't... Is it going to be like a boat race, like a 48-45 type game? I don't know if Cleveland has the horses because their best horses are on the ground, and it just doesn't facilitate that type of scoring. Like, if this is going to be a game, you're going to need to generate a turnover or two and take away a possession, like try to get something near the half where like you end up with the ball and you get it coming out of the half to gain a possession that way, force a turnover somewhere, stop them on like a fourth and goal situation. It's a lot to break your way in order to win this game. Like, you say that Stefan Diggs would have to go for 200 yards for a chance that the Bills win. I feel like Nick Chubb would have to rush for 200 yards. Or between Chubb and Hunt.
Combined,
yeah, he and Hunt, I mean, between the two of them, they probably have to rush/receive for 250 out of that backfield for them to have a chance to boat race the Chiefs here. And I agree. I don't see it happening.
They remind me a lot of like when Oklahoma City only won games when Durant and Westbrook went crazy. Like, that's the only way that the Browns are going to win a game like this, is that those two studs are going to have really big games, I think. Or weird stuff happens, like you said. They steal a possession off an unexpected onside kick or an interception or something. That the Browns have to throw. The Browns are playing with house money, so they should throw everything at the Chiefs and see what happens.
I mean, you know who can scheme up a good game plan, Geoff? AVP. Alex Van Pelt.
Did it already, yeah?
I'm going to take Kansas City against the spread. This game is an absolute stay away, no bet for me.
Kansas City.
Yeah, but if you want to put the Chiefs in all your parlays and teasers, I think that.
Why would you put them in a parlay?
Well,
honest to God, what is that doing for your parlay? What are they minus 700 or something?
A little more free money in there.
They're minus 500. Yeah, okay, fuck off with your free money. Don't give people bad advice like that.
Well, that's what I think.
Well, that should tell you all you need to know. You're taking Kansas City as well?
Yeah.
I mean, this just seeing us, even the coin agrees. The way that we've talked about this almost feels like you should fire at the Browns money line here.
No, the Browns are not the team that will upset the Chiefs. If Baltimore gets by the Bills, I'm worried about that next week. Worried big time.
I'd be more worried about the Bills against Kansas City because they can go
Yeah, I
toe
don't
for toe
think
and light up the scoreboard.
The Bills are just a worse version of everything the Chiefs are. I'm not worried about the Bills.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you that they are a worse version of everything that the Chiefs do, but they're not significantly worse. And that's why the coin gets to pick on this show. You put them into a one Sunday situation, the slightly worse team can be better than the best team.
Of course.
Tampa Bay and New Orleans.
Game of the week.
I agree. Main event status here. We've already seen this game twice. Whoop.
Is this why they altered like the times for this week because of like a Mahomes early shift and then this Breeze Brady game?
Potentially so. Are you sick of this game is being broadcast on the History Channel meme?
It was funny the first time I saw it, not the 37th time I saw it.
I will make this quick here. I thought Tampa Bay played awful against Washington. They were not on the same page, and they really should have run up the score, and they let Heineke stick around. Heineke played like, all right, but not great by any means. I know that you have some stats coming up here about the third matchups.
You know, Tim will probably tell us something, and then I'll fix it.
I remember the New York Jets were probably the most recent team to overcome that, right?
I like the Saints here. The Saints have mollywopped them twice. They're going to do it a third time. The Tampa Bay is not set up well to beat the Saints team. So I like the Saints.
Fair
Minus
enough.
3.
It would be my super lock if I had to pick one of these four
It
games.
was the last time that you played too. You picked New Orleans.
The Saints. They're gonna buck them.
I like the Bucks.
Of course you do.
To be honest with you. And of course, you know, say, well, the Saints blew them out last time. Well, that Jets Patriots playoff game, the Patriots had beaten the Jets 45-3 on a Monday night in December, and the Jets came back to win that next in the playoffs. So that's not the be all and end all of a game. You're right. Tampa Bay was not super impressive, but the Saints let the Bears, who couldn't score, hang around in that game for 3 quarters. The Saints played atrocious football on Sunday. Now, maybe they were just trying to. No, that's not what happened.
Well, that is what happened.
They won the game, and they won it by 11 or whatever. And the last touchdown was purely cosmetic. But the offense wasn't in sync at all. The defense, it's hard to gauge how good the defense was because Trubisky is terrible, and the one perfect play they had drawn up went right through the receiver's hands. Although I thought the defense did play fine enough. Like, there's no criticisms of the Saints' defense. But the offense looked poor, and they kind of looked disjointed, and I was very discouraged by how the Saints played. If they both play the way they played last week, Tampa will win comfortably. Now, the Saints have beat them twice, which means the Saints do know exactly how to take this team down. Tampa indoors on a fast track. In New Orleans, where there are no fans, sort of neutralizes any home field advantage.
It's true, yeah.
And
I mean, as Tim always points to, outdoor team going indoors, big advantage.
Usually it is not, but Tampa is a team built for speed, and the Saints don't have any of their fans. So I don't know. I picked I picked Buccaneers Chiefs at the start of the year, and I'm not one to flip flop. I'm sticking with my picks.
Sure, you've never flip flopped. You picked both the Rams and Seahawks last week.
I'm going with the Buccaneers, and I'm teasing the Buccaneers up. And I like the Bucs. I think this is going to be a really, really fun game. The other 3 games have the potential to not be fun. But I think it all could be made up on Sunday evening with the Saints and the Buccaneers. And I think Tampa Tom gets himself to Lambeau for a great NFC title game.
The biggest thing that I wasn't too worried about what the Saints were up to. It seemed like they were just in cruise control. They're like, yeah, we're not going to lose this game. No big deal. And they still have the best defense between the two
Would
teams.
you say the same for Tampa, though?
Not really. It seemed like they were really out of whack.
But you never thought Tampa was going to lose that game.
I thought at one point that they were.
It was what, a 3-point or 4-point game?
When it got
Heineke ran
2
it
point,
in.
18-6. It got to 18-16.
When he got
Ran
to
it in.
When he ran it in, I was like, maybe they got some mo here. But then Heineke went down. I was very fired up that Chase Young was.
Repping him.
So he was so fired up on the sidelines.
Very
I
rep.
loved it.
Is Heineke a rookie?
But what's that?
Is Heineke a rookie?
No, he started week 17 for Carolina last year. That's how he ended up with Rivera again. But
Oh, yeah.
Tampa just looked out of
If
whack
the
on offense.
Redskins-
Like like all of a sudden, like you're running an out route, Tom's throwing it inside. He's throwing it. It seemed like, especially Godwin. I know Godwin was dealing with the drops, but it just seemed like he was out of sync with everything that was going on. I don't know if Evans plowed through it last week, but I don't know if he's still 100%. You get Michael Thomas back for a second consecutive week. Maybe they'll throw to their running backs this week, because the moment they started throwing to the running backs last week, all of a sudden the Saints took off again.
Arians said after the game that he would have was hoping through the week that Alex Smith would play because the quarterback mobility really concerned him. And they got the Taysom Hill packages that'll probably torch Tampa too. I'm a Taysom Hill guy. I don't want those people screaming on the internet when they let him.
There used to be a time where people would say every time you take Drew Brees off the field and put in Taysom Hill, you're wasting a play. I no longer feel that way.
I still do.
Brees is not nearly as good as he was even 2 years ago, and so I think it's fine.
The Bucs getting David back is big, though.
Huge.
He's big.
Huge.
He's really good.
And
was he
I think
spy
it's a fun
Kamara?
game. I don't know. I mean, that is how you beat the Saints or keep the Saints down, in part, is by spying Kamara. Good Lord, if Roquan Smith had played on Sunday, maybe the Bears would have won if the Saints played like that. Who knows? Anyway, should be a really fun game. I like Tampa here in this spot quite a bit.
Tampa's going to be a publicly backed underdog. Most of the money is going to be on Tampa, and this line should be bigger than 3. It should be like 4.5 or something based on what we've seen so far this year. But you're seeing that too, that money's on Tampa?
Yeah. They're the biggest publicly backed dog of the week. And to dispel the myth of not being able to beat a team 3 times in a year, since 2002, the team that won the 2 regular season outings is 5-2 straight up in the playoffs, Pat. That number changes to 3-4 against the spread. But as we discussed off air, a 3-point spread, you make that, you're almost assuming win, I cover. That ATS number feels less relevant with a spread that feels like if you win, you should cover.
Yeah, this is basically if you win this game, you're probably going to cover for the Saints. Yeah, it's very doubtful.
I mean, maybe you push it, but
maybe you push, but a 1-point win, a 2-point win,
I know.
Tampa missing some extra points here recently too.
I don't really trust. Pardon?
It's
oh
a
yeah,
concern.
Suckups. Yeah, he's
the
hot and
Tampa
cold.
kicking game is sketchy.
I was checking in on the poll.
Oh, how much time could even be left?
It's only been up for 24 minutes. Over 1,000 votes so far.
And the numbers?
84 to 16%.
Oh, so Tim's
Yeah,
Tim's the winner.
Tim's on a cusp.
You have a lot of Bills. You have a lot of Bills followers.
Do I?
Or Steelers fans who don't like Lamar. A lot of people who just want.
Do I? I mean, you just said that you only talk about things that you know about. Tell me how you know this.
This is presumption.
So you're talking about things you know nothing about.
I think I'm probably right.
Living your truth again.
No, I'm not. Don't say that.
Well, it sounds like what you're doing. If you're not living your truth by believing what you're saying to be true, despite having no evidence to support it, what would you say you're doing?
I can't imagine how it could be this low. Jackson's the defending MVP and a better, more dynamic player. And I would take him 1,000 times out of 1,000. And I like Josh Allen a lot. And Josh Allen's an awesome player. But Lamar Jackson, he is not. I'm sorry. I'm riding with Lamar Jackson. So help me God, I can do no other.
Feel like the people do not agree with you on that one. Jeff and I don't agree with you. The people do not.
The people are allowed to be misled. In this instance, they are misled.
Who's misled them? Because we're not
People
talking
on
to them.
TV who have been. I have read more criticism about Jackson this season as a defending MVP than I can ever remember reading criticisms of a player who's accomplished as much as he has had in his short career. He's accomplished so much more in his career than Josh Allen or certainly than Baker Mayfield. And people seem to just shrug him off and say he's a flash in the pan, really dynamic player, not really a quarterback. He's not in any of the big ads. He's not in any of the NFL's biggest.
Wasn't he on the cover of Madden?
Was he on the cover of Madden?
Yes, he was on the cover of Madden.
I don't know. But like you see the commercials on
Tim's
TV
living his truth
with
again.
all the NFL players. Who's in it? Not him. He's almost
What
never in the
commercial?
commercial.
He's talking about
Like-
Baker. Baker's in a bunch. Baker's honestly the only person in commercial.
No, Deshaun Watson is in a commercial.
And Mahomes is in the Head and Shoulders commercial.
Mahomes is in
But
commercials.
Josh Allen isn't in these
Mahomes
commercials.
deserves it. Mahomes deserves it. He's the best player in the league.
I guarantee you, Josh Allen's doing like local Hyundai ads in Buffalo. That's probably the TV he's on.
Maybe. I don't think Lamar gets the due that he has earned.
He's getting like
I
that
think he has
West Her Honda Steve Tasker.
He has a
Tasker's
huge
old
game
gigs.
this week. I don't lay markers down anymore.
Uh-oh.
But if I
Oh,
were,
but-
I would be on Lamar Jackson this week. That'd be a huge game. And I don't lay them down anymore, so I won't. But if I did, it
So
would
what
be
is the?
on him.
I have to ask. What is the point of saying that then?
Just to let people know how confident I am in Josh.
No, you're
in,
being a fucking coward. Lay down the
He's
marker.
like,
Either lay down the marker or
He's
don't.
like, I don't drink anymore, but if
I'm going to take these 3 shots. No, it's not even if I did. It's I don't. I'm an alcoholic, so I can't drink. Beer's not alcohol, though. I can drink that. That's fine. That's what he's doing.
No, it would be me saying I don't want to drink, but if I were to have a drink, it would be a Macallan or something.
The fuck's a McCallum?
All right, fine. You know what?
It's
Fine.
a scotch.
Laying down a marker right now, laying it down. Lamar Jackson has an amazing game this Saturday evening.
Well, congratulations, Paul Mafia.
This is all you wanted, Paul.
Well, I need him to say that the Bills have no chance.
Well,
I mean,
never would
if
say that in
Lamar
an NFL
plays
playoff.
so
They're at home.
amazing,
They're
then
at-
we probably
they're at
have no
home.
chance.
They're at home in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
there's hardly any fans.
I'm
though.
not gonna say
Home
they have
field doesn't
no
really
chance.
matter. Bills probably have no chance, right?
Yeah, don't
Tim?
they have Governor Cuomo on their side, Tim? Your biggest, your
Your
big
arch
fan?
rival.
Yeah, what a picture of excellent governance.
Oh,
that Cuomo has proven himself to be.
Oh, I would say. Let's talk about Cuomo for a second. Hero to Pat Mayo.
Yeah.
As owner of DraftKings stock,
I was infecting.
when you come out and say, "Hey, maybe we should use mobile sports betting and legalize that in New York State," does good things for the stock, Geoff.
There it is.
Great.
The hand thing
That
means
is
the money.
That is good. that is very good. But that doesn't wash out.
No, it
what
washes.
has been
I mean, I don't live in New York,
incredibly
and I'm not
incompetent.
American, so this is the only thing I really care about. in
Fair
terms of
enough. Anyway, fair enough.
that. Hero, Tim, to people like me who don't live in America.
Fair enough. Lamar, I believe in you. I have faith in you. I laid down a marker, and I promised I wasn't going to do that anymore. But anyway, you talked me into it. Dang it. I really don't want to lay down markers anymore. As they have not been working out for me. I've been trying not to.
Well,
If like say your teaser loses Saturday night, would you be just condoning like a 2-banger, Mahomes Brady on Sunday?
he won't.
I'm going right back to the well.
No, I mean you don't get credit for that one on here because these are your show picks.
No,
But
I know
if
that.
that's
I
the
know
case,
that.
if you were willing to make a 2-team teaser on Sunday, if Baltimore or Green Bay ends up losing, but you don't even like this Green Bay thing anyway, why don't you just play a fucking 3-game teaser?
This is my last crack of the year at a 4-teamer, so I want to take my.
You're 3-17. Maybe try to get a
I
W.
know, so
why,
I need-
why don't you need to get a W on the board here?
Do you know what pressing is?
I do.
Pressing usually involves winning.
Well, but you can't win if you don't actually start pressing. This is sure, it's a dig up stupid approach, but that's all I've got left to do.
What does a 7.4 game teaser even pay? Like plus 175?
Like 3 to 1, probably.
It's plus 2.
to
It's 2
1.
to 1.
More than 2 to 1.
No, a 7.
No, it's 2 to
1.
1.
7 point.
Yeah, it's 2 to 1.
I believe a 6 point is 3 to
You
1.
got to sweat 4 games to get 2 to 1. I just bet a game at 1 to
bet
1.
an underdog in a 2-ball on the weekend in golf. You have a better chance at the same odds.
Whatever.
All right, that will do it on the Pat Mayo experience. Let's check in with the poll. There's still, I think, 20 minutes or something like that, but we'll take the results right now and see what's going on here.
Yeah, Tim, rather than doing all 4 teasers, why don't you just parlay?
Why don't you just bet Baltimore money line, which
Or
is
you just
almost the same odds?
Parlay the Bucks and because you sounded pretty confident. The Bucks and the Ravens, and you're already over that 2 to 1. You're at like 3 to 1.
Yeah, but I don't think that's free money.
Okay.
The goal of this teaser is to give out what I think is free money, not what I also like. Which is why that years ago when I got talked into putting the Jets on a parlay by these people, when there was no reason to do it.
But you called them free money. You said that Tampa Bay wouldn't score a point against the Jets, yet somehow they weren't on your teaser.
I knew better. That's why.
Then why did you say that the opposing team was going to score 0
Because I got
points?
hyped.
You called
I
it
got real hyped.
You called it a bye week before the bye week.
I got excited.
but you called it a bye week. No way we can lose, yet it wouldn't show up on your teaser. That made no sense to us.
It's like deep down I knew.
So that's your out on this one? Not that you were a fucking moron and wrong?
That's what I'm taking as my off ramp, yes.
All right, so far we've got that sort of spin on the situation. We have Tim taking credit for a Rams victory that he did not call, which is always fun.
I called it.
No, you didn't call it.
I called it on Twitter. I tweeted it out on the Twitters before the game started. I tweeted out all the scores of the Saturday games, and I picked the Rams to beat the Seahawks.
But you said on the show the Seahawks are going to beat
Receipts
the
are there.
Rams. So which receipt is true? If you just that's what you should do every week. You just pick both teams to win, then you can't be wrong.
No, I don't flip flop. That is not who I am.
That's exactly what you just did. I mean, I'm describing to you what happened last week, and you picked both teams to win in the same game.
I think I deserve a little bit of credit for
I
this
don't
one.
think that you do.
All right, fine.
So the poll with 26 minutes left to go, Geoff, 84 to 16%. Victory for
taking
Tim
a
by
win on that.
he's taking a win.
There's only one thing he gets credit for from Rams Seahawks. That's killing Wolford.
That's true.
No, I didn't.
Oh no, Tim, it just flipped. It's now 86 to 14.
Tim's got to get offline and he's got to remember his 7 passwords for his burner accounts.
There's only one adjective to describe Tim Andercust. You know what that is? And we probably won't be seeing it anymore, Geoff.
What?
Sad. That's Tim Andercust. All right, we're going to be back tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the coaching vacancies. Hopefully it can last 24 hours, so it's not completely out of date.
I think it's been a slow burn. I think you're going to be able to pull this off. When
I'm
you
glad,
told me
I'm glad
last
you're
week,
saying it and he's not saying that.
when you said last week that you want to do a separate coaching show and release it like middle of this week, I thought like you're insane. Like there's no point. That's dead. But there's a slow burn happening here, and I think part of the reason is the good guys are still playing.
Yes, I agree. The coaches the people actually want are still currently in the playoffs.
Yeah, so no one's like really rushing, but we'll talk about it, and the Jets might be the first to move, so we got lots to say.
All right, for Geoff, for Paul, for the coin, for Tim Andercust.
Tim and Cust.
Not my name.
I am Pat Mayo. Remember to please help out Mayo Media Network by subscribing to the channel on YouTube. But fantasy, hockey, picks, and bets, go subscribe to it on Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star review. Include your Twitter handle or your email address or some way I can identify you and you're in the draw for $100 American. It will not just be one draw. We'll be doing multiple over the course of the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We need to get that show to debut high on the Apple charts, and then you can unsubscribe if you want to. But this is the way that you can help out Mayo Media Network the most. It literally takes 30 seconds. You can win $100, and it supports us so we can continue pumping out nice content for all of you, all right? Thank you for watching. Good luck with your bets this weekend. I'll see you next time. This comment. Someone's just like, so I'm going to guess that during the recording of the pick show, Tim said he'd rather build around Lamar when that was argued, he claimed that, quote, the people are with me on this. So I'm guessing that's the reason that this poll exists. And then someone commented
Is it really that predictable?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pat just doesn't like
Randomly
randomly like quiz his audience on an either or.
And then this guy commented, the people are actually getting pretty loud. Will Tim demand a recount? And then this guy says, it would be fair to refer to Tim as, quote, Trump-esque.
Oh, please. I'm nothing like Trump.
And then he just goes, but he got over 10%, so he will claim it's a win.
I'm not this predictable.
It's like they've seen this movie.
The people have seen everything, and they literally predicted the entire situation.
Yeah, that's exactly how it unfolded.
I mean, it wasn't 10%, but you took victory at 15.
And then when it wasn't 15, he had nothing to say.
It's not funny.
Experience!